Yo, what is up, guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. For any of you guys that are new here, my name is Levi. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about something that I mentioned on my Instagram the other day. The other day on my Instagram, some of you guys that do follow me on both YouTube and Instagram know that I am now starting to go back to cutting or staying lean more so year round. And why I never will be bulking or dirty bulking again. The main reason I'm actually not gonna be doing it anymore is because I started to notice that I was being very lethargic. I don't know if it was because I was gaining weight and like I just naturally felt more sleepy because I was eating more, I wasn't as active, I wasn't going for runs, I wasn't really doing any sort of cardio. I don't know if it was because of that, but I just noticed I started to become very more lethargic, not as fast moving, wasn't thinking on my feet. And when I got back from LA, I actually was like a slight leaner and I was more consistent in my diet as well. And I was just very active when I was there. So when I got back, I had a lot more energy. But as soon as I came back home and I just started eating, I kind of like started eating kind of like whatever, didn't really take it too seriously. For me, there becomes a point where, you know, there's a time to be a little slower, a little calmer and stuff like that. Time throughout the day helps. But personally, I like being go, go, go. And when I was leaner, I was a lot more active. I was, you know, like I just said, doing cardio and stuff, and just my mind was a lot more active as well. I could think just faster, and I think I said that as well, but you guys get the point. And I'm not just making this up. It wasn't, I don't think, something I was dealing with personally. I feel like a lot of other people, I talked to some other friends that, you know, cut and bulk, and they're like, dude, every time I bulk, you know, the lethargy is unreal. I feel very slow, sluggish. And I was like, yeah, like, okay, at least it's not me, just me. At least I'm not, like, there's not something wrong with me. Yeah, that's the main and first reason why. There's gonna be a lot more reasons that I explain out the day as to why I kind of stopped. I'm pretty sure as you guys see these reasons throughout the day, you're gonna start to agree more so with me. And maybe you guys will stick more to gaining or just staying lean year round. But with that being said, we're gonna continue on with our day. Oh, okay. Another reason I actually was like, you know what, going back on a cut or just staying lean year round is because my workouts didn't feel that good when I was bulking. My pumps weren't as good, and I always kept telling James like, oh, my pumps just like aren't that good in the gym. There was times where they were really good, and when they were really good, it was rare. And I remember like reading one of the things is like, when you're bulking, your pumps are always insane, and I wasn't getting that experience. I don't know why, but every time back when I was like more cut and whatnot, my pumps were literally insane. Like I'll pull up a picture of like one of my pumps when I was a lot leaner. It was insane. I think it was just because like I was more veiny and the blood, I could see like the blood flow more because of the veins. That was another thing, and I just didn't feel the contraction that well. I just felt very sloppy in my workouts, and I don't know if it's because maybe I'm just not used to bulking. I was more so used to being lean year round before that, because a lot of you guys that have been here a long time know before, it's just easier for me to stay lean. I stay lean pretty much like year round when I'm not trying to purposely bulk. Yeah, so that's another reason. Today's workout, we're just doing some chest stuff. Heavy, 235 right here. Still training for strength, even though I'm trying to like lose weight. I'm trying to keep as much strength as I can. Hopefully it'll just main gain and I'll be able to like increase the strength. So that being said, let's go get this workout done with.
I get the shivers whenever I'm thinking about you. Just wanna live and live without you. Be on my own again. I get the shivers whenever you go out of line, yeah. I feel it creeping down my spine, yeah. Wanna be alone again.
of you guys are probably wondering, why are you doing flat bench and then going straight to inclines? Because we're trying to work on our strength, right? Everyone wants to be a little strong no matter what. Even if you're like, oh, I train for aesthetics, you still want like 225 on the bench at all times if we're being real about it. So what I did is I just implement incline bench because I do mostly train for looks and I want my upper chest and my chest to be more full. So that's why I'm doing that. And I basically just do four sets of each. And then we move on to like the little stuff after that. But I'm pretty sure you guys are probably wondering, you know, like, why is he doing that? So just giving the information out. It for the chest route, pretty insane. My chest feels like, I literally feel like put in the comments like, what cup am I right now with this chest pump? It's pretty gnarly. But honestly, good bulking position. I did fall off calories like the last couple days, so I am looking a little leaner to start off with, but not as lean as we're about to get. So it's gonna be a whole bunch of like full day eating. Might do like a grocery haul, just stuff like that, because I know a lot of you guys are gonna want to know. A lot of you guys have been saying like, we need that grocery haul. So try to get some of that to you. And then I also, you know, like I like being a goofball, like doing like the Omegle kind of stuff. So see how I can kind of balance that kind of stuff. Try to get like both audiences involved, and then we can like all be like AA at the end, like, you know. Okay, but yeah, anyway, so let's get going with the day. That's it for the workout. Gonna go take some pictures. I'm like freaking sick. Stretch. So another reason that I actually started going back to cutting and stuff was I said earlier that I felt the food that I was eating was affecting my mentality and whatnot. And honestly, I wasn't even meal prepping, to be honest. I would just find some sort of protein source in the fridge, and then I would find something else, like another carb source, and I would just eat that. And funny enough that I'm talking about this, and then right as soon as literally right before I started talking about this, David Lade was on a podcast with Bradley Martin. He was talking about how when he was 17 trying to gain weight, because obviously, you know, David had that crazy transformation we've all seen on YouTube, yada, yada, yada. Saying how he would just eat whatever, and he was just basically dirty bulking to gain as much weight as he could. And he said he started to notice that his mindset was just off and he couldn't think on his feet too well. And he actually started to say like, but, and then, and that sounds super familiar. It sounds literally like me.
Recently, I've really changed my diet to just being much like healthier. Ridiculous change, particularly mentally. Back to like voiceovers when I was like 17 years old training, and I can't even form a sentence it's just like terrible. Yeah. So
trying to put on as much weight by dirty bulking, which I just did. So hearing that just kind of put more clarification into that, the fact that bulking was kind of messing up with my mentality. So what I do now is I actually just meal prep. It's really simple. I know you guys are gonna be like, oh, this is so typical, but I really don't care. Just as long as I'm getting like my protein source in and decent carb source. So have some brown rice. I think this is white rice actually, but I'll do brown next time. There's not that much of a difference. And I also have some ground turkey right here. I just have 2 servings of this, 1 serving of this with it. Pretty good, just I would say lunch meal, I would guess. And I usually have like a fruit with it, usually like an apple or something. But you know, when you're making it, it's pretty simple. You just turn on some hard style, boom, 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 boom. And then you just cook. And that was honestly just another reason why I felt as if, you know, I just needed to eat healthier and get my mind and body just feeling a lot better in terms of the food thing. And honestly, believe it or not, when I was bulking too, I felt like I was spending just more money on food just because I was eating more fast food stuff. I was just being a pig basically and spending my money on food that I shouldn't have been spending it on. Hopefully like that kind of helps too. Going on this cut, I can just save more money and put it more towards healthier food. Even though healthier food is more expensive, I'm willing to pay that price. I know this isn't super expensive at all, but I'm gonna be switching up the carb source here soon. I'm not gonna do rice for much longer, so when I cut down the calories, I'll switch over to wraps, something that has like a little more fiber in it, I believe, something just definitely more healthier. I just honestly, I'm willing to kind of give in for rice at one point. You know, there becomes a point for me at least where I'm willing to put something more in to get a better result out of it. Strongly suggest you guys do the same. It might be kind of like rough at first, especially if it's like a money situation, but at the end of the day, money can only get you so far, you know, like in terms of like your mentality. Honestly, I'd just rather feel better, like at the end of the day. It's nice to have money, but it's another thing to have like a nice, healthy mentality. Okay guys, now something else that I started to notice when I was bulking or really trying to put on size is that I wasn't as active, and I think I kind of like mentioned that earlier, but when I say I wasn't as active, I was not as active. You guys remember my lean days? Like, I'm talking really lean. The leanest I ever think I was for the Florida shoot. I was really lean then. But even back when I first started like my YouTube channel, there's like videos of me coming downstairs, my abs were just like obliterated, just showing like crazy. More active, like I would go take my dog for a walk in the morning. Basically just go do a lot more things. Like I could not sit still. And as soon as I started bulking, I started feeling really lazy. I just didn't want to get up and go do things. That was something that I was really struggling with. Like I started to get on myself about going like, oh, we should go for a walk now. We should go do this. And I know what some of you guys are thinking, like, Levi, you know, it's quarantine, there's not much to do. Guys, there's a whole lot of stuff to do if you really think about it. You can go for a walk, you can go to a park, you can check out a view, you can go hiking. There's a whole bunch of stuff to still go do. I just wasn't willing to put in the effort because I was being lazy. I was just sitting at home. Honestly, too much social media as well. You know? I started going on my phone more and being more lazy, and potentially argue and say, well, Levi, like it could just be because of quarantine. No, this is not like me. My character isn't to sit around a lot and do stuff. It's to get up, walk around, keep on doing things, and I'm like that in the house. But as soon as I started sitting on my phone too much, I started to know this was too much of a problem. And even just today, even though it's been just a few days into really cutting, I already feel more energized and I feel more ready to go. Yeah, that was just something I thought I would bring up. So if you guys, you know, feeling like lazy, you're not doing as much things as you were maybe when you were leaner, that could be why. It's weird. I don't want to turn you guys away from bulking because I know a lot of people can't really, actually their bodies just, genetics don't call for a naturally lean look. So some of you guys just kind of have to go through the process of bulking. So don't beat yourself up over it. It's just something that I feel like was better for me personally. Guys, to end this video, I'm going to talk about one other thing that I noticed with bulking that I just could not stand, and it literally drove me insane. That was, it messed up my sleep schedule. You might be asking yourself, how is that? So let me explain. So as some of you guys may know, when bears go into hibernation, we're not bears, but it was kind of like the similar kind of thing that happened. So they eat a whole bunch before winter, and then they start sleeping more off of that food because they're eating. And please try to understand like the explanation or correlation I'm trying to make. But anyway, I was just eating more and I was becoming more, my sleep was just getting so much deeper, and I started sleeping so much more. Like for example, I would go to bed early one day at 10:30 and I would wake up at 8. And then one night I would go to bed at 12 and then wake up right before we had to work out. And I was just like, dude, my sleep schedule is getting so messed up. Like I don't have a structured sleep schedule anymore. And that really just started to throw me off mentally because I was feeling groggy some mornings, good some mornings, and that was affecting my workouts too. As many of you guys know, I like to emphasize the importance of sleep when training because I feel like that has just a huge role on it. I mean, it really does. The science does prove that. But that was something else. Bulking just made me feel just so sleepy. Like I said, lethargic, lazy, tired, all that stuff. So every time I went to bed, I would literally wake up later than usual. It was just weird. I'm just trying to explain my experience, so maybe that you guys don't have to go through something like this. Maybe you might consider leaning toward, you know, main gaining or trying to stay lean while putting on muscle mass. And now I think I'm just going to try to take that route. That being said, I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, be sure to press the like button. And if any of you guys are new here, be sure to press the subscribe button too, because guess what? I will be back. Before I start rambling on about another subject because I'm tired and I just start talking about random things, I'll see you guys next time.
It's so strong enough.